Hi, Vodka and I are doing a video breaking down the best teams and ways to get through Refraction Railway 6, alongside a hopefully easy way to get under the 111 turn count as well. Since I am streaming this on Twitch, I'll probably be making more videos soon about Limbus or any other game I'm playing at the moment, so feel free to drop by if you want to see a sneak peek on what's probably next. Okay, first area. You want to have the House of Spiders Ryoshu team, which are the IDs as follows: House of Spiders Ryoshu, Index Yi-Sun, Ring Faust, Index Don Quixote, Middle Ishmael, Pinky Sinclair, and Ring Honglu. Your backups will be Ring Rodion, Ring Merceau, Kurakumo Heathcliff, Priest Gregor, and Barber Otis. You can also substitute in Middle Otis over Middle Ishmael and instead run Kurakumo Ishmael if you have Middle Otis. This team will be coming back in line 5, so the fact that they are all very Wrath, Envy, and Pride skill heavy utilizes the weaknesses the enemy has. This first fight is pretty much just a DPS check. Reroll until you're able to kill it in like 2 to 3 turns, specifically to build sanity and ego resources to carry over to line 5. Once the shield is broken, clash what you can, and try not to take too much damage. So this will be for Yinglong. For this area, you want to just run like Heisho Slop, as Yinglong is weak to Gluttony and Pride skills. Your team should be as follows: Lord of Hongyuan Honglu, Heisho Faust, Ryoshu, Otis, then Rodion, Gregor, and Yi-Sun. Your backup IDs will be Heisho Sinclair, Heathcliff, Family Hierarch Ishmael, and Heisho Dom. And honestly, Merceau's ID doesn't really matter, you can run any with a Gluttony or Gloom S3. Your goal for the first wave is to win every clash on turns 1 and 2. If you lose any, you should honestly just retry the stage, as you need to build sanity on all of your sinners, and letting Ying Yolong get any of his pin adds onto the field, split your damage output, and force this wave to take ages to get through. If you can do this properly, and don't want to use Durante for the next section of this fight, you can also use Yi-Sun's base ego to up the speed of all the sinners. Try to have Heisho Faust counter, unless you have S3, then use that on a favored/dominating trade, the Roar of the Dragon move turn 1, and then leave Levin Flash open so that she can get stacks from countering that with her assist defense. You should only ever hit his counter once he has 4 stacks of Flower Berry and Pin, as he doesn't get the Clash Power buffs before then. Your best bet is to have the Sinners who won the trades against his Draconic Vortex clash the Descending Pin move next turn, as those Sinners will have the Capricious Mercy buff that gives them Clash Power and min/max speed. Keep doing this until his shield is broken, which will then take you to wave 2 of this area. The second stage to this fight is simple. Have everyone who has higher speed than their Honglu hit him so he staggers before he can use his ego skill. After he dies, it's pretty much just a normal Procatula fight. The third area is also quite simple. All you need to do is slowly whittle down Yinglong's HP and kill his body or other parts to remove some of the attacks so that you can hit him easier. Keep in mind, the fight will not end until his Flower Burying Wedge is broken. Once you're through, take Sever the Soot.
There's a second method to this madness, and that method is called Method 2, and I quote, "Kill your goddamn family." This method consists of these following IDs in this order: House of Spiders Ryoshu, any Sinclair, Heathcliff, Gregor, Rodion, or Otis ID, but Otis is only if you don't have Matthias Otis. For this second slot, you just want to make sure they're low level for any of these IDs, because they're just going to be a body bag, and that's just going to give House of Spiders Ryoshu another turn. Continuing on with the order, we have Index Dong, Ring Faust, Matthias Otis. If you don't have Matthias Otis, then you can substitute her with Middle Ishmael. And then for the final slot for the main team would be Ring Honglu. Moving on to the backup, we have Index Yi-Song, and for the orders of slot 9, 11, and 12, these depend on the circumstances that you have already so far. So for 9 is any Burn Gregor ID, Fire First or Big Bird works, both work very well. 11 would be Knight of Despair Rodion. 12 would be Office Ishmael, the Walpurgis one. But that's if you're not using Middle Ishmael. If not, then use really any ID that's good. And for slot 10, keep them their salt. The reason why this team consists of other IDs besides of House of Spider IDs is because they are used for, I don't know, ego resources or to commemorate Burn with House of Spider's Ryoshu, and Slash, of course. That's if you're using some Slash IDs. But like if you're not, whatever, dude. Main goals for Phase 1 Yinglong, now that we are getting into it. Always evade for Ryoshu so she can kill all the House of Spider IDs. And once you kill them all off, that's when you can really start using her moves. And for whatever center you have for the second slot, that's like a body bag, just let them die through the counter that Yinglong has, because that surely will kill them, giving Ryoshu another slot to use once like all House of Spiders are dead. Once you get into the Phase 2 with all the dirty little dumb high shows and the dumb dude Lord Lu, you want to use Ryoshu's Battle Pass Ego, and you want to make sure she has the highest speed, and if she doesn't and Lord Lu has a higher speed than her, make sure you use your Durante to cut the speed in half, because the Ego you're going to be using for Ryoshu will guaranteed to stagger Lord Lu, so he won't be able to use his Ego at all. Phase 3 is basically similar to the high show slot method, just clash all skills, and thanks to Ryoshu's buff, you should be able to win and all that. And once you get to the Pupus, you just like kill it off, and you should be done with Section 2. Keep in mind that this and a high show slap both take a couple attempts to really do. The pros and cons for this dumb strategy is that it does good damage, and it's very available to people that don't have the high show IDs due to Season 6 being locked. The cons are very risky due to the lack of centers by Phase 3, so if you lose centers, you lose them, and you don't really have a substitute to back up since you use the House of Spiders to kill them off.
Section 3. The best team here is the Blood Fiend team, so use them as follows: Manager Don, Princess Rodion, Priest Gregor, Prince Merceau, Ring Yi-sung, Kurakumo Ishmael, and Heathcliff. Then for backup, you will use Barber Otis, Red Eyes and Penitence Ryoshu, the one that shall grip Faust, and the one who grips Sinclair. I think that's the way it works, but they might be the other way around. And then Ting Tang Honglu. This team has a lot of self-healing, which helps counteract the damage you take from the middle Picatula's counterattacks. The gimmick for Will You Play revolves around having your Sinners who clashed with any of her Envy-type skills last turn clash against I'll Go for Scissors, how about you, the turn after. It is a requirement that your Sinner lose the clash against this, so prioritize using Sinners with the passive power down clash with it, so that she uses You Win on your Sinners and heals you instead of nuking you. While this is happening, you also need to be hitting the Picatula for damage, but specifically the ones that have the passive It. This passive makes them deal minus 100% unopposed damage and take 80% more unopposed damage, but it only lasts 3 turns. This is basically a timer that forces you to kill the Picatula with it. Within the 3 turns, they are It, or you need to reset and try again, because they will, I'm pretty sure if It runs out, she just kind of nukes your entire board for 30% of your HP and one person goes into panic. Anyway, once all of the Picatula are dead, Will You Play will use a skill called Let's Play Together Forever. This is a nuke. You should have ego resources to use Rodion's Sanguine Desire or a different ego to clash with this while having all of your other Sinners equip defense skills to negate as much damage as possible. Once you pass this point, you can nuke the HP of Will You Play's stuffed toy. Once it reaches 0, the encounter ends. The next fight is against Distorted Hohenheim. Use healing egos to heal your Sinners to full at the start of the fight. Make sure to clash every skill with Dominating when possible, and you will kill him slowly. For your 2 choices, take the SP Drain Reducer, and then take the Shield Reducer. After Hohenheim, do the usual damage spam onto the butterfly, and then choose the 3rd option.
Welcome to Section 4! You probably listened to that good, nice guy over there, but since you're in Section 4, you gotta deal with me for Section 5 too, because I actually kinda helped this guy finish this railway. This area deals with the dumb, stupid nurse fathers, Rain, Shiomi, and Callisto, and for the irony, we're using this method again if you used it in Section 2 with Yinglong. The team should consist of this in order. I'm gonna list these off in order, so pay attention. House of Spiders Ryoshu, Index Dawn, Ring Faust, Middle Ryoshu, but she can be substituted with Middle Ishmael, Ring Honglu, Pinky Sinclair, and Index Jisung. Backup units you can freeball, but this is what I have for recommendations. In this order. Adept U Heathcliff for burn and slash, Big Bird Gregor for big damage and burn and sinking, Thumb Capo Mersault, Ego Gear B works as well, Knight of Despair Rodian, and Zhang Office Ishmael or Ujat Otis, that just depends if you're using Middle Ishmael or not. In the Xiaomi boss fight, you just really want to focus on killing all the House of Spider IDs, and if the House of Spider IDs lose to clashes with Xiaomi, it's fine, because they'll die anyways, and even if she has sanity up, that will go down thanks to the sinking units already having good SP when coming in as backups. Callisto boss fight! All I can really say is clash and win here, because by the time you get into this boss fight, you should have all the House of Spider IDs killed. If you don't want to deal with the evades, you can always offset them to do more damage, though you'll lose a slot, so if you want to gamble and just deal with the evade, you can just do that. When it comes to Corpus Theater, if you do get hit by it by any chance by Callisto, make sure you kill it, especially if it's on House of Spiders Ryoshu, since that is going to be your main damage dealer. Finally, the Larpasaurus Rex Rain himself. Make sure you win all these clashes, especially any Furiosu skill you have. Though with Ryoshu, you should be able to stagger him before he does his Furiosa replica, but you will have to deal with his Furiosa Crescendo. And if you win the clash, he doesn't do that much damage, thankfully, since if you win clashes before, he won't do damage in general, even if it's unbreakable coins. The Pupus Future! You should be fighting once you kill Rain and all the other Nurse Fathers. You know, just do as much damage, get some ego resources with them, but when you get into the options, make sure you click Sever the Portent, and then you get into the final boss. Welcome to the final section. And today, for this final section, for Section 5, you will be fighting the Butterfly of Entangled Lives, Lamago. Your team is the same as Section 4, thankfully, because for some reason, Project Moon decides, hey, let's give you the same thing to use. So during this fight, you want to make sure you're killing the House of Spiders IDs as usual, attacking the pupas corresponding to the effect of the butterfly during that term. This is due to the butterfly using stacks with its coins, and the stacks go down when the pupus is attacked, depending on which one it is. And from what I know, it does less damage once there's no stacks, so yeah. Once all House of Spider IDs are dead, clash with Ryoshu due to her being your main damage dealer, while clashing with other sinners, but you may want to leave some attacks open because you gotta make sure you gotta get rid of the stacks for the pupuses. Take the damage increase effect if you're confident you can deal enough damage to kill before you can nuke later on. Otherwise, you want to get protection if you're not feeling very confident. And you should be able to kill it. Not a very hard boss, but make sure during this fight to clash with Chaotic Turmoil before clashing with Kalpagni. The power down and the attack damage down is required to not get hit for 400 plus damage from each coin from that attack. Same goes for Blood Flower and Smite the Wicked. Make sure you are clashing unopposed with at least one sinner on each pupa, as if they are not hit with an unopposed attack, they gain their respective stacks. Use Ida on Ryoshu when she gets low so she can heal. Try to make sure it's on turns with 2-3 skill 3s to get the most out of the damage. And by the end, you should be able to kill it, and you get to indulge. Your gluttonous self can indulge in those dirty little rewards because you took 5 hours to do this goddamn railway. Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself? Thanks for watching. Violet will definitely post more videos later on. I don't know when, but subscribe to my channel. See Hello Neighbors there. He's telling you to subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. I do solo mirror dungeon videos. I'm a solo merchant. Enjoy!